So, I don't think the Bull meta is gonna change. With this new update and the introduction of perks, this has only made Bull stronger. Granted, he was mainly played to counter Hazard with Torben Sim. I feel like even though less and less people are playing Hazard nowadays, you can still very viably play this comp and come out on top because his perks are so stupidly strong. This isn't me complaining. People tend to say that Bull has an extremely high skill ceiling, so him being slightly unbalanced is kind of fair because it's high risk, high reward, even though, in my opinion, he isn't actually all that difficult to learn and get value on. Sure, there's a curb, but the curb is a lot smaller than what a lot of people make it out to be, because they tend to make it out to be a cliff. In this video, I'm going to talk about the perks you should take on Bull because there's two very obvious ones that put the wreck in Wrecking Bull. But before I do that, you know what you guys should do? Pile drive that subscribe button, because I've got some really cool videos coming up regarding all the new content in Season 15. That was really cringe, I'm sorry guys. Anywho, let's talk about the minor perk first. Now, you might think that you should take Pack Rat, the perk that gives you extra health when you pick up a health pack, but I'm here to tell you that's wrong and stupid, because you are playing Wrecking Ball and your whole gimmick is getting in and out of fights super fast. So it's kind of pointless when you travel across the map at Mach 50 from the enemy backline to your own backline because it's not exactly as if your supports won't be there for you. For this reason, you should take Steamroller, the perk where rolling into tanks deals 100% more damage against them, as obviously it ups your damage output massively, meaning when you roll through all the enemies to focus at the backline, if you hit the tank is going to take a bunch of damage too, allowing your DPS to follow up on it and secure the kill whilst you're on the enemy supports way in the back. Is it a dump perk? Yes, but in terms of effectiveness in a team fight, this is much better than the 100 extra health from health packs. Also, funny little thing that will probably get patched, but it looks like the 100% more damage when rolling into tanks also applies to Baby D.Va, which is great because it means she'll barely ever get the chance to remech if you hunt her down. Yes, we've entered a meta where Bull kind of soft counters D.Va. I mean, you're still 100 times better off playing Zarya into her, but if you want to do this, then I guess you can? It's a bit hard to pull off, but it isn't impossible. This perk only gets stronger when paired with the Hang Time major perk, as Pile Driver winds up longer, gaining air control and dealing up to 50% more damage. Not only does this mean you can save yourself a bit easier when falling off ledges, but you can absolutely delete squishier enemies if you go all in on a rush. It just makes being annoying in the backline so much easier because there's a lot less thought to it. All you really have to do is slam and spray down a lot of the heroes and they'll be completely destroyed because your damage output is crazy. Even against tanks you'll be dealing insane damage because A, Steamroller gives you that 100% more damage on tanks when rolling into them, turning 60 damage into 120 damage, and B, Hang Time is an additional 50% damage on an enemy when it deals 100 damage on direct impact with an enemy, turning 100 damage into roughly 150 damage, granted you hit an enemy directly. If not, it's still around 90 to 100 damage, which is still pretty good. It's miles better than just a measly 60 damage. Now, you might be wondering, why not take the perk where you basically always have shield? It's because that's not really how you should be playing Wrecking Ball. Obviously, don't let me tell you how to play Wrecking Ball because it's up to you at the end of the day. But whilst yes, he's a tank, and on paper the whole point of tank is that you're kind of meant to be the shield for your team, a more important thing to take into consideration when playing tank is making space, and in the case of tanks like Winston and Wrecking Ball, diving the enemy backline to suppress healing and any far-range damage. It might sound a bit selfish, but when you're on Bull, you kinda just have to play by yourself and use your shield for the dive. You're ultimately self-sustainable, so yeah, screw everybody else, be your own boss. But that just about does it for this video. If you don't know how to play Bull, but you're considering picking him up, now is the perfect time because everybody's kinda learning him again. Obviously, there's gonna be people that are familiar with Bull and know how he plays, but everyone's learning to adapt to how his perks work and play around those. So we're kind of in a stage where everyone's somewhat new to the game. Sure, you might get absolutely diddled by the sweatiest, most bitchless virgin imaginable, but you're learning, and it's games like these that make you adapt your playstyle and make your game sense 10 times better. Anyways, thanks for watching. Once again, I'm going to ask you to subscribe and leave a like on this video, as it lets me know that you've enjoyed it and want to see more. Let me know how you're finding Season 15 and perks in the comments. What do you like about them? What don't you necessarily like about them? Finally, have a nice day or night if you're watching this at night, and make sure you check out some of my other videos. Not only will I appreciate it, but you might too.